Hi there, Noreen here. Welcome to my fledgling YouTube channel. Today I'm going to show you how I made this holiday greens framed wreath. Let's get started. I started by cutting 3 to 4 pieces of each of the dies in the holiday greens die set from Sizzix and Tim Holtz. 3 to 4 pieces in white and again in silver. A while back, Lori from Love is in the Details challenged me as one of her design team designers to create a project for home decor, which probably isn't my forte, maybe quite as much as card making or scrapbooking, but I decided I could rise to this challenge. I purchased this square gray 8x8 frame from Michaels for half price. When I first envisioned this project in my head, I was thinking I would like to use some corrugated cardstock, as the background. And then I decided I didn't really like that when I came across some burlap paper I had in my stash, and I cut that all out and thought that would be just great until I decided no, I didn't like the combination of the gray and the tan. So discarded that. And what do you know, I had an 8x8 piece of vellum sheet music laying on my table. So I thought, oh, that might be nice. Let's use that. And then I laid my cutouts, die cuts on there, and I thought, no, they just kind of get lost, don't they? So, back to the drawing board. Well, perhaps not so coincidentally, I also have on my table a sheet of black cardstock already cut to size. Perfect, right? So now begins the tedious process of assembling and arranging all the pieces. And I'm trying to keep things in a fairly round shape. It's a wreath after all. So I'm just trying to manipulate each of the pieces so that I could get the rounder edges on the outside. You can see what I'm doing. And if you think this is tedious for you, you'll be glad to know that I cut what was originally probably 10 minutes of video footage of me fussing and pushing these bits and pieces around into less than a minute's worth of video. So there is that. So now it's time to glue it all down. It's a little hard to tell from this perspective, but I'm really only putting glue on the very tail ends of each of the boughs or the branches, so that I have lots of ability to lift and flex the various pieces and get lots of dimension. I don't want this to be flat at all, and I'm still really trying to preserve that round shape of a wreath. So once I get this last persnickety piece that just didn't want to go into place properly glued down, I can get on to making my bow. There's a piece of gray cord in the bottom left that I discarded in favor of this silver, because silver, right? And it's some cord that I got at the dollar store, as you saw me point out. So I'm combining it with some red and white butcher's twine and some seam binding that I had already wet and crinkled and let dry so that it would have that nice shabby chic effect. And it shouldn't be that difficult to tie a bow, except when somebody's watching you, right? So because I wanted a little bit more bulk that the white seam binding gave, I added a second piece, tied it up there, and snip, 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 and we have a little bow. Kind of cute little bow, hey? Okay, now it's time to put it all together. If you notice, the bottom left-hand side of the wreath is a little bit narrower. It's not quite as full as on the right-hand side, and that's because I'm going to be anchoring most of the visual with the bow and the leaves on that left-hand side, so it didn't really need as much bulk there. I've got 3 white leaves. Bought that little bundle from Love is in the Details, and I'm using 3 because uneven numbers are more visually pleasing. And I have some branches that I picked off the tree outside my front door. I think it's a bottle brush tree. And again, 3 bunches there, And now I'm just going to tuck them in and fuss around with arranging them until they make me happy, and then glue it all down. And pick off those pesky glue strings. You know what I mean, right? So that's it. Not too difficult and pretty cute for the amount of effort required. Sorry there's no music to usher you out. Steep learning curve, this video making, but I am working on that. So do come back. Paper crafting videos is going to be something I'm going to be doing more of. So do all the things. Thumbs up, subscribe. I'll be back soon, and I hope you will too.